Digvijay, you were there when that incident happened. Were you taken aback? Were you as shocked as Angelo Mathews was when he was at the crease?
You know, I was sitting in the stands. I wasn't sitting in the press box where usually you know what's going on. So when you sit in the stands, it's largely you trying to, music starts, the DJ starts getting the crowd going. So I saw Angelo walk in and I saw him stop around the umpire, and then he looked back and he gesticulated towards the dressing room and he asked for a helmet. And obviously in that din, nobody quite realized what was going on. And so I saw somebody rush in towards the dressing room and come back out. And then you thought that it's managed, and he still kept looking angry. And then the moment I saw a big huddle around the pitch, I knew that something was going wrong. For the rest of the people out here in the stadium, not too many people had any clue. It's only when you hear the commentary you would know. But when you start following it, I knew something was wrong, especially when I started seeing Angelo sort of get very worked up. And I was telling a couple of people around me, including my son, I said, I think he's timed out. So yeah, it came as a bit of a shock. But then when you hear what the fourth umpire had to say at the mid-innings break, then everything sort of falls into place.
Also, we are hearing a lot of reports whereby we're hearing reports that also said that Angelo Mathews took a bit of time to get to the crease. That itself had caused the delay, which is what worked up the Bangladeshi players, and that went ahead, to them actually appealing to the umpire. How did it look when you were at the stadium? Did it actually seem like that it took that much time? Because the broadcasters, officials, stopper time, Dab, as you were pointing out, said that he took under 10 seconds, under 2 minutes.
Yeah,
so how did it look like to you while you were sitting over there and watching this entire thing unfold?
It's a long walk. The pavilion's on the first floor. You got to come down a tunnel, you're on the field. He came in and he was less than, 30 seconds out. He was in there and he was crossing where the square leg umpire sort of stands when he turned around. Now, this is where Dab will perhaps be able to educate us better, that what would have happened had he walked straight to the crease, got ready, taken guard, and then told the umpire, oh, listen, my helmet strap's gone. I think that's where the naivety came in. He didn't realize the gravity of what was going on, and he gave an opportunity to the Bangladesh team. And in fact, I was sitting with some Bangladesh fans who were actually from the Bangladesh High Commission, not too far away from here, and they said if it had been any other team, they wouldn't have appealed. But there's an added edge to this contest. There was an added edge to this contest even when Sri Lanka were bowling, and there were many incidents out there where you thought, oh, hang on, it's getting a bit argy-bargy over here. So yeah, it was quite an entertaining day. And I must add, just sitting here, I must add that hats off to Sri Lanka, the way they sort of fought hard. The game was going away from them, but they were fought hard in the end to sort of at least ensure that a few more people stayed back in the stadium than they would have half an hour ago.
I've got a few things to add, Diggy, if you don't mind. One is there seems to be some conflicting reports about the time he's taken to get there. I've got a still photograph on my phone here that looks like all the fielders are in place. He's about to take guard and pulls the strap to tighten the helmet before he takes guard, and discovers it's not in where it should be. It's actually broken. So all the fielders were in place. He was about to take guard, and it was he got there 10 seconds in advance, before 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Then, before taking guard, naturally, you ask for another helmet. This thing's, it's broken. It's not, whether he should have known that before or is another matter. But he did what he thought was naturally right, Now, that then, when the time taken to bring that other helmet out, then I think the huddle appeared. And that's when the time was ticking away. And I'm not sure exactly what happened there, but, Sakib decided to appeal for a timeout, which has never happened before in international cricket. And now you see the result.
Dav, you also pointed out another match.
Isn't this where the law is a bit blurry? Isn't where the law is a bit blurry? As you said, he came on there and he realized that my helmet's gone, it's not ready. So then he obviously asked, but he's already at the crease. I think that's where the sort of grey line is in the interpretation, right? Because as you're saying, he was at the crease, he came back, then he went towards the square leg umpire and told the dressing room, I need a new strap.
Yeah.
So he's already there. So it's an equipment malfunction. It's not exactly that he's not ready to face the ball.
Yeah.
And I think that is what has triggered the controversy, hasn't it?
Well, it's uncontrollable. I spoke to an umpire in Baroda just about an hour or so ago who got 100 out of 100 in his exam. He knows exactly what's going on. And he was telling me that the whole thing is ready, the perception of ready to receive the ball. So if he had actually, if he'd taken guard, then he's ready to field the ball, and then discovered that he had a problem with the helmet, that I think would have been okay. But what are we, honestly...
Are we really thinking that at that time, Dav?
No, he's not thinking that. He's thinking, well, I need to protect my head.
That was more of a reflex.
It's a malfunction. I need to get a new... You know, like, it is avoidable, you know, but the only thing I will agree is that the fielding captain is a little bit worried that at the end of his 50 overs, they may be penalised for being late, and this could be one of the reasons. All you have to do is to clear it with the referee.
Oh, come on, Dav. Come on, Dav. Come on, Dav. That was gamesmanship. There was no way he was bothered. There's so many protocols around head injuries. There's so much issues with concussion in sport. We have in Australia where you've played your test cricket that you have to have that neck protector as well, or else Cricket Australia is going to fine you. When the ICC has strict protocols in place for helmets for protecting the head, come on. Come on.
That's not the point. You missed my point totally. I think you missed my point totally. My point was that the fielding captain was a little worried that he may be penalised. So therefore, you know, time him out, get him out and bring somebody else in. That was my point, you know. Of course that you need a helmet. I mean, nobody will begrudge.
I got that. I completely got that. I completely got that. But I'm just saying that looking at the way the situation in the game was, Bangladesh, when they were bowling, because in the stands you can see the scoreboard, right? And it keeps showing. They were always ahead of the rate. They were more than a couple of overs ahead all through that innings.
Well, that's
always a couple of overs ahead.
Well, that's good. Also, these things can come to sort of bite you a little bit. I've also got footage of a piece of play.
Yeah.
I don't know when it was, a year or two ago. There's a batsman called Taijul Islam, a good left-arm spinner from Bangladesh. He's coming into bat. He walks, I reckon, must have been at least 15 metres. And he was in next, going into bat, and discovers he forgot his protector.
Yeah.
So he turns all the way back, and he walks back off the ground to get his protector, puts the protector on, comes back. Sri Lanka is the opposition team. They just have a laugh and let him get on with it.
Yeah.
Now, you know, it's really going to open up a can of worms, and just like the man-cad, which seems to be happening more and more these days, people are going to be looking at the clock whenever you get a wicket. And I've done that too. I'm thinking in my coaching career and my playing career, there have been many instances I thought, geez, this next batsman's getting late. He'll be timed out for sure. As a joke. Never happened. Happened today. And it's going to happen more now.
So when you did speak about the stoppage time clocks being used, and would that not make things even messier when every batsman is getting timed? Or would you say that is just going to iron things out better, make it more transparent?
If it has to come to that, Isha, that if you have a big clock at the ground, and by the way, Diggy, for T20s it's 90 seconds, it's not 2 minutes. All BCCI matches anyway in this country, List A, 50 overs and Ranji Trophy, is 2 minutes, and T20 games is 90 seconds. So it may have to come to that. Now you put a clock. You know, a clock that counts down.
They have the clock for the DRS.
Yes.
On all the large plasma screens all over.
Yep.
They have it technically if they want to use it.
Yep. That's going to come to that then. That's what I see. You know, the spirit of cricket is slowly withering away.
Also, as Digvijay
Isha,
pointed
that's what
out,
really makes me angry. That's makes me very angry. These are avoidable stuff. What would have happened at that stage? You know, people came to see a contest.
Yeah.
Sri Lanka were playing decently at that point of time.
Yeah.
I just felt it took away from the contest. We shouldn't be talking about this. And this is where, and listen, Shakib and Angelo are both experienced cricketers. They're not green-ons.
Yeah,
They've all had maybe run-ins with each other. Maybe there's something in the past that was there, but it wasn't a good sight to watch sitting out there. That's not advertisement
not in the
for
World
cricket.
Cup cricket
yeah,
match.
yeah.
Agree. We agree.